Okay, so my name is Salma, and I'm a product manager in Criteo, working on our client-facing platform. So this is a platform where our marketers and agencies go to run marketing campaigns around acquisition and retention. And today, the objective is to walk you through the product manager journey in shaping a user experience. So basically, how do we move from a product vision toward a user experience? And to start, I would like to begin with a success story that probably will speak to many persons here. So this is the story of Zoom. And let's try to understand how Zoom were able to position themselves as the go-to platform. I hate this. Okay. The go-to platform for virtual communication. So a bit of context, Zoom has been introduced in the market in 2011 by Eric Yuan, and previous to that, he was working on Cisco, so in the conferencing field. And he was really frustrated from how complicated the conferencing tool and the video conferencing way was that time. It was very complex UI, connection were really presenting a lot of issues, and mostly we required to have at least like technical degree, right, to be able to connect to these tools. So he came from this observation with the need to solve these key pain points. And that's why he designed Zoom. Zoom has been designed around three key value proposition. The first one is the simplicity, which was like key. The UI is really simple. I think most of you use it and you see how simple it is to navigate and to connect in Zoom. The second one, very important, is the reliability. So Zoom presents stability and very high quality on video and audio, even in low bandwidth connectivity. So this is very critical for professional and for personal uses. And finally, the accessibility, as it works seamlessly in the variety of devices and operating systems, mobile, desktop, and so on. And mostly the connectivity. It's really simple, right, to connect in Zoom. We just need to share a link. And to be honest, I forgot, or I decided to forget how we used to do creating accounts, validating, and so on. So thanks to all this, Zoom were able to position itself as a very important actor at that time. And it started to get a lot of users base for in their, client base. But the success of Zoom was really important during 2020, because while the pandemic hit, individuals were trying to find new ways to adapt their life. We needed to stay connected with our friends, with our family, at work, just to do doctor appointment and so on. So we're all trying to find the way to stay connected. And here, the ease of use of Zoom really paid off, as it started to see the demand really increasing. But what was really impressive in Zoom is that they were very quickly and efficient in scaling and adapting their self. The first thing they did is that they impressively scaled their infrastructure to handle the increase of demand that they were seeing during this period. Just to know that Zoom was, I guess, the 5th most downloaded application during the pandemic, after the social media, obviously. So the second thing is that they're rolling out new features to adapt emerging needs. So let's talk about the virtual backgrounds, for example, for privacy needs, the breakout rooms for classroom meetings, and the new tools integration for some professional needs. And finally, they were always listening to their clients in order to stay aware of all the needs and the emerging needs they have. And that's why they made stronger security measures in order to save the main issue and to prevent the Zoom booming incident. So what am I saying here is that Zoom is the success story of how a product can be built, scaled, and adapted in a way to not only address a market need, but also to provide an unprecedented experience for a user, which help them outperform their competitor and to dominate the market. So how can we build a user experience? Well, it's simple. We just need to be user-centric. And it's explicit, right? What is user-centricity? For a product manager, user-centricity means that we need to put the client in the center of every decision and every step we take during the life cycle of the product. So it starts at the discovery phase, first thing, we need to develop a deep understanding of our clients, understand their needs, their challenges, their motive, why they use the product, what are the key pain points they are facing. This is very important to put ourselves in their place in order to be able to advocate their needs and to build this user experience. We need to be clear in the problem. We state the key points, what we are trying to solve. And then comes the part to define the product, basically, and to roadmap. And here, the challenge of a product manager is to conciliate the business need with the client experience. We need to always prioritize the feature that would matter the most for the clients and get the most powerful impact. The design part, well, designer know very well how to build a very great experience for clients. But here we still need to be very cautious about what the client think before even to develop and invest in the product. And here we need to favor, for example, the usability test. We need to see how client would react, would behave while using our product or our MVP. That way we will build obviously a more strong and a more ready MVP, I would say, and to be able to invest on it. Once the product is on the market, well, here it's very important, and I guess this is sometimes a challenge, to measure the success and to monitor the adoption of our product. For any product manager, it's very important to have the product linked to analytical tools in order to be able to measure the adoption, the satisfaction, the behavior of the client. So basically, we need to gather also user feedback, to talk with users, see how do they see the product, what are the key improvements that we can do, and so on. And based all these facts, so the data-driven approach and the user feedback, we will be able to build the iteration and agile methodology for sure, in order to always be integrating the client needs and to stay on track on that. So let's see an example. I will try to walk you through a product that I've been working on in Criteo for a year now. So I really try to simplify it. But this is a client-facing product on which we try to simplify and to revolutionize basically the user experience. So yeah, let's start about the Big Bang, I guess. Well, all started when we have this KPI at the company level to measure the churn, which is okay. So we noticed that our churn rate, was increasing. So when we went deeper, we noticed that it's mostly driven by one specific segment on our clients. Let's call them the self-service client, right? So these are clients that connect to the platform themselves and do everything but themselves. They have, like, in terms of service level, kind of low managed service level. So what is the first thing to do? We need to understand why. This is the discovery phase. So obviously we went to these clients, right? We tried to understand what is going on, what is the problem. And here from the interviews, we came up with, basically 3 pain points have been raised during this session. The first one is around the performance. Clients were struggling really to reach out the performance they're expecting, so they churn. The second is the usability. Well, here clients are saying it's not easy to navigate. They're still requiring a lot of guidance, a lot of support. They don't feel they get what they want. Again, they churn. And finally, the product fit. So here it's a bit tricky, because what we've been trying to do in the product is to empower and to enrich our product with a lot of capabilities and control to our clients. However, the specific segment of this client were lost. They got overwhelmed with all these information. So while configuring their campaign, they were not sure what to use, why to use, how to use it, when to use it. So they churn. Data. I'm really like data. So thank God we have analytic tools that help us also to track and to back our those pain points. The first one is that, well, for these clients, again, we've noticed that 80% of their campaigns presented misconfigurations. What does that mean? It means that for this campaign, we can change one setup and the campaign could be improved in terms of performance. It could be 1%, but it could be also 15%. So there is a lot of area of improvement here. Well, in terms of usability, God, it looks bad. So we have 24% of conversion rate, which means that our clients, when they start to create a campaign, only 24% of them were able to finish the flow. And for those who finish the flow, they put 45 minutes, imagine. Okay, let's pass. The second part was to understand these clients. Who are these clients? What are their needs? So basically, we did this kind of user persona, whatever you call it. Camille is looking at me, but let's say user persona. So these clients, simple. They're looking for a simple solution that drives clear ROI, ROAS, or whatever, by performance, right? They have specific marketing needs. They need some traffic. They need to maximize their conversion. They don't have very advanced media planning. They don't go into customization and so on. They value pretty much the recommendations and support, as the majority of them are not expert. So they're really trying to partner with a tool in order to help them reach the best performance. They use several tools to run marketing campaigns. So they are with competition. They're with Google, they're with Meta. So they would probably, and not probably actually, they will certainly stick with the best experience they have and the best performance the tool would provide. And finally, they value as well the automation and the streamlined experience. So with all these informations, we decided to define a new product and we introduced Go. So the mission statement of Go is to enable clients to easily and quickly reach the optimum performance for their marketing needs. The product will be a new campaign flow, AI-powered, highly automated, in order to, one, maximize the results on the key marketing needs for these clients, remove all the guesswork from the campaign setup, and actually free them the time in order to basically find the new ways to grow their businesses and to invest more with us. Fun story. Guess who made the logo? Isn't it pretty? Thank you, Camille. So now that we know what do we want to achieve, the question is, how are we going to do it? And here comes the fun part to design our product. So to design our product, we leverage several steps. The first one is that we took the key marketing objective that these clients use, 3 of them that represents around 90% of what clients use today with us. And then for these, we defined the best setup. These setups are basically A/B tests, proven that they're going to provide the best performance. Then we leverage all the Criteo AI-powered capabilities in order to ensure that we are continuously and in real time optimizing the performance of our clients. And finally, we automated everything we can automate. So the campaign configuration, creation, the delivery, and so on. So here are 2 important points I would like to raise. The first one is that from this stage, we started integrating R&D teams in order to understand the feasibility also of the product before designing it. And the second part is that we run usability tests, with users in order to understand also how the client would behave, blah, 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 as I said in the beginning. So we made some changes according to this in order to make the product even more ready to go to the market. We ended up with a flow with 3 steps, 6 mandatory clicks. Just to give you a bit of perspective, the flow that we have today represents around 6 steps and more than 20 clicks. So it's a really good improvement in terms of experience. I should have run the video before, but let's take a couple of seconds to see this. And then our product is on beta. So it's running, I guess, for 3 months now. Naturally, the next step for us is what? To measure the success. And not to brag, it looks good. So some KPIs, it's not exhaustive. I'm going to focus on the usability part. So remember the 24%, sorry, of completion rate, where we were able to raise it to 60%, and it got increased actually. The big bingo is on the time to activate, 8 minutes compared to the 45 minutes today. Also very important KPI, the support and SOS or bugs raised by clients where we didn't have any. So it's really important also for the reliability of our product. We also went to clients, got their feedback. A lot were amazed by the experience, also very satisfied about the performance, whereas some are still trying to find some features. They're missing some features. And also anyways, I got stressed with the time. So what I'm saying here, sorry, is that now that we have all this information, we are planning our roadmap, we are planning our iterations, and the idea is really to integrate and to nurture our roadmap according to these feedbacks. And just to conclude, in 2 words, what's for me at least the key practices toward the user experience. The first one is the empathy and how much we need to understand the pain points of the clients. The second is the data-driven approach. I think I said enough about it. The feedback integration, also, we need to always stay connected with clients before, within, and after the release of the product. And finally, something that I didn't mention, the cross-functional collaboration, because a product manager is not alone in the journey. So we need always to be working and collaborating with all the teams that we work with that have different backgrounds and different opinion that would enrich even our vision and make sure that we are running toward the right direction and providing not only a product to the client, but an unprecedented user experience. Thank you very much.